Welcome to Passive 360. Here to support the September. We are rocking and rolling. A lot of stuff going on in our behalf. We need to remember that. And usually, when it's quiet, that means there's a lot going on. And when we hear news, it's usually blowing us away. So I'm being prepared. Yeah. What now is we've been doing a lot of O Connects, having fun actually, different groups, and I know more and more people are trying it out. You should try it out. We also know that uh, some people got to withdraw on crypto. I was one. It worked out very well with Kraken. It's very fast. In fact, it was faster than they said it would be, which is always nice, and it's very easy to do. So, but what I recommend anybody that wants to do crypto, it's a good idea to learn how to do it, but you need to, if you go there and you ask questions, you can even go to YouTube, how to open an account, how to withdraw, how to pay, how to, and I'm going to do one when you withdraw from on passive into Kraken, how to transfer the money over to the US dollar and then how to withdraw it. It's very fast. It it didn't take 5 minutes. It's very very fast. And then from there to the bank, like I said, they said 72 hours, but it was on a Saturday night, like 8:30 at night, and I got it Monday, so it was very fast. In fact, during the week, I think it's one day for some people. But anyway, look out for that. Yes, we do know that they're working on the payment for cards. Uh, I do not need anybody else to tell me they can't pay with cards. We have the info. We've had the info since Saturday. They know they've known a long time, so they're working on, I believe, all many different ways to do that, which is fantastic. Then that'll get blown away again. I know there's a lot of people wanting to pay, but I would encourage people if you would look into the crypto. I think you would be surprised how simple it is. Yeah, you don't want to make a mistake, but you don't want to make a mistake in any money you're transferring. Just make sure you get the right numbers, the right address, and it really really works seamlessly for what I've noticed. And Kraken, by the way, is in over 190 countries, so it's everywhere. It's just like I'm passive actually. The other thing I wanted to say is if you, I know a lot of people are getting anxious. What do I have? What I don't have? Look, let's keep something. Let's remember something. There's key things we got to keep in mind, all of us. One of them is, and this is one of the most important: nobody, zero, not a person, not a living soul can enter on passive except through a founder. Now, I know you're seeing .com. .com is translated into you, whoever you are. It's going to go to everybody that's a founder and they're in the game. In it to win it. Two parts. In it, you migrated. They gave us $10 worth of O coin, just being able to figure out how to migrate, which is unbelievable. But then you get your money back, the 97 that we paid in the beginning, and then it's very simple. If you buy the product and the company is not telling you to buy anything, then why would they do that? But if you want to be in it to win it and start having an option to create an income or generate commission, you have to own it before you can sell it. And no, you cannot go into passive and cash out your 107. That is there to help you pay for the product. So that enhances. That's why they made it so that you only have to pay 143 for 3 months. Divide that by three. What is that every month? It's ridiculous. Okay. Plus they're paying you commission on top of that. The same volume for Zoom of 100 people on the panel. Now, by the way, you can have 100 on the panel, but 25 with the cameras on, so you can rotate people. Okay. But total of 10,000 people in the attendee, you're talking a whopping 6 grand, something like that, to have that level of capacity, and they're giving it to us and paying us. And the first commission on top of all this wild stuff is 100% commission on your first sale. Never heard anything like it. So we're good. Okay, don't panic over stuff you don't know, because every time we don't know, it's always better than when we do find out. So why worry? It's going to get better. We're going to be fine. They're working. We have hundreds, if not thousands, of people, different locations, working in our behalf right this second. Last second, 5 seconds from now, 5 months from now, 5 years from now. So we're doing very well. They did not build this foundation for us to be worried about something. We're way past worrying about, is this going to happen? It's happening. All you have to do is hold on tight. It's happening. If you can't see that it's happening, you're not looking. Flat out. If you can't see it, you're not looking. Guaranteed. Everything's there. If you can, Red will give you an update for the week, but if you can, everybody, go to, you can go to Unpassive YouTube, but also go to Unpassive Twitter. I don't know how many people go there. Not enough, because there you're going to find 2 or 3 videos every single day. They also put out the new blog. Like yesterday, it was something to do with space, or today. Go there and you can read about this stuff. And trust me, it was said to me a long time ago, if you read about something or look into it or research it enough, if you do it a few times, you become what they would call an expert. Not the best of the best, but the more knowledge you have of on passive and AI or digital, the smarter you get. You start to understand when things are being said. You go, oh, I get it. I understand it. So people say, I don't know how you and Red and Chris can every day come on and talk about on passive day after day after day, because we know it. We're living it. That's how it happens. If I had to search and if sweating to come on the live, I wouldn't do one. I wouldn't do one. Anything I've ever cared about in my life, I could talk about it forever. In fact, if I get in a room with other people and they're talking and they jog my memory, it'll go on for hours. We have to shut it down. But anyway, I just want to say you're in very good hands. I'm happy that I got a commission. But God is my witness, I will be more happy when I hear everybody else is doing the same. So that's why I came here. That's what turned me on to Unpassive. You can go to Red Redford. You could go to Peter. My question was, can anybody do this? Because I wanted to bring people with us. We were all in businesses where 1 or 1.5% of the people made money, and everybody else just looked up and go, "Man, I wish that was me." That's not Unpassive. It is you. That's why we're here. Now, you can't expect to come in and some crazy marketer like me. When I saw this, I went crazy. Why? Because I said, this is unbelievable. Everybody can win. Don't compare to anybody. Compare to you. You're going to win. And by the way, I am sick and tired of people telling me what they have and what they don't have. Listen to me. You don't know what you have. I'm telling you right now, you don't know what you have and you don't know what you're getting. But I will tell this, it's going to bring tears to your eyes as months and years to come. Guaranteed. It has to. It's too big. And by the way, the bigger the company gets, the smaller the percentage of founders become and the more valuable it becomes. We were 100% of this company not too long ago. Now we're less than 50. And in 6 months, we might be 10%. In a year or 2 years, we might be 1%. In a few years, we might be less than 1/10 of 1%. Tell me that's not value. Guys, look ahead. Stop looking at today. Don't look at yesterday. Talk and walk where you're going, not where you are. Because if you talk and walk where you are, you'll never go to tomorrow. Live in the now, go by the now, but have the thought of tomorrow. Where are you going? Where do you want to go? How did Unpassive do what it's done? How did it wind up in Dubai and being partners with these massive organizations? Because they talked it, they walked it, and they showed it, and people said, "Oh, I want to be with them." That's exactly why. They knew where they were going. And anybody in an organization looks at Unpassive and they go, "Holy cow, look what they've done. Look where they're going. Look what they care about. Look what they've done before they even launched." Trust me, it's not brain surgery. They're all doing it. They all want to be part of it. So be happy. That is us. When you see those awards and you see people contracts being signed, that's a contract for you and me. Anyway, I didn't have anything else. I'll turn it over to Red.
Thanks very much, Marty. And hi, Chris. How you doing? For those in the chat who's saying any updates on the cards, if you go to the beginning of this video on the recording, which will be up on the YouTube channels later, all the information with that is there. The company do know, and they're working on it, guys. And as soon as we know, we will let you know. It's also great to see in the chat as well the many people that have also received a withdrawal to their cryptocurrency as well. That's what it's all about, guys. It ain't about us lot here. It's about the people in the chat who have actioned a withdrawal and they have received it into their crypto wallets. This is the start. This is exactly how OnPassive is working. And congratulations to all of you that have received a withdrawal. It's just the start. It really, really is. So let's go over then what has been happening in OnPassive. So last Wednesday, if you remember, we had a little message from our CEO via Chris saying that literally hundreds of thousands of people had activated OConnect and their accounts if they're founders. Remember, we've also been told that 20% of the affiliates who have purchased OConnect are not founders. What does that mean in real terms? It means that they are part of the user group that is the pool. And if you are one of the people that have activated your account as a founder, then you are in the running on the rotator to have somebody from that pool. And you might be lucky to have one of those 20% drop into your organization, which means you are instantly going to get a commission. Now, here's the really, really cool part of it. If you have 0 in your team right now, and you have activated your account by purchasing OConnect as a founder, if one of these people from the pool drop into your account and it is your first sale, guess how much you're going to get? $240 US into your O wallet. Why? Because it's your first sale. You get 100% of the commission back off your first sale. And they are not a founder, so they would have paid $240 US. Absolutely amazing. What have you done for it? Big fat 0. All you've done is purchased OConnect, and the company have done all the hard work for you. We estimate now in excess of 2 million, that is 2 with a 2 million users and affiliates are now within that pool of the OnPassive. Okay, that's a big number, guys. Big number. And they are going to go underneath founders. Can't put it any more simpler than that. Underneath founders. So the news that literally hundreds of thousands have already activated their accounts by purchasing OConnect really is phenomenal. So let's go on to Thursday. Thursday was the first day that we started seeing some error messages coming up with the card payments. That was when the first time we saw it, and instantly the company started working on it. Friday was a holiday for the third-party provider that was who is clearing all of the payments for us, and they started working on it on Saturday. Obviously, we are waiting for an update, and we'll give you guys as soon as possible. Remember, you can pay by cryptocurrency. So if you can find a way to do that, then, and you are still waiting, that is the preferred method at the moment. Sunday was a big day in OnPassive. Why? Because we had 2 events. You probably didn't even hear about the one event, but I will bring you up to date with what it was. The one we all knew about was Supercars Magilist. This is the first of the supercalifragilisticexpialidocious cars. This is the first one of the season for them. Why are we only starting now, or why is Supercars Magilist starting now? Because they're based in Dubai and it's damn hot in the summer, guys, over there. You look for aircon for 3 months, which is June, July, August, and a little bit of September as well. So things really don't start kicking off in Dubai until October. And this is the first one. They're going to be throughout Dubai, through the winter months, and also international over to Europe, okay, and many other countries. On Passive has a partnership with Supercars Majlis for 3 whole years, guys. 3 years. Okay, that was part of the function that was held on Sunday. They had a meal, they had a parade. If you notice, there's a bit on the racetrack as well, and obviously lots of photos, speeches, etc. COO Mohammed Kamal was front and center as always. He is doing an absolutely sterling and phenomenal job on behalf of On Passive for everything that he is doing, along with CMO, our Chief Marketing Officer, which was Mohammed Nassal. He's the guy that put it all together as far as Supercars Majlis is concerned. He walks in those halls of the Supercars elite, and he is one of them as well. So that is why he got us in with those. And it's a big deal, guys. Every single one of those 500 members that they have are extremely wealthy in their own right, but also successful in their own right. Okay, it's not On Passive that's made them successful. It is other things. They see the vision. These guys see what On Passive is trying to do. They want to be rubbing shoulders with On Passive, and that's why we are now partnering with these guys for the next 3 years. So the other thing that happened on Sunday, which many people probably didn't know about, was through Dr. Susan in Egypt. Now, Professor Susan, who is the director of the Omedia department, she attended an evening meeting on the Sunday evening, okay, and this is for exchanging of joint corporations between trade exchanges for the Arab Investment and International Corporation. This is basically to do with the African Alliance and to promote youth within the developing and opportunities of the countries. This is a big deal, guys. It's to do with the collaboration of an event that's coming up on the 30th to the 3rd of November in Sharm el-Sheikh, and it is under the title of Arab Investment. And like I said, this is African international cooperation, and On Passive are going to be an important participant of this organization in the future. I cannot emphasize enough how important Professor Susan is to On Passive. Why? Because she is a well sought after speaker that is invited to nearly every single function that is going around, and she is one of the biggest advocates for On Passive. Wherever she goes, she flies the On Passive flag. She talks about the technology that we are developing and what we are trying to do, not just from a business sense, but also from a humanitarian point of view. This is her passion, and this is why she loves working alongside On Passive, because it gives her the muscle to be able to realize her dreams as far as helping humanity is concerned through On Passive. So it really has been a big deal. Monday came around. Normally what happens on a Monday, we get our website. It wasn't there Monday. Obviously, they were working behind the scenes, but we saw it on Tuesday. Now, what a great website it is. Few changes in there. I noticed that they actually put 2 extra pages in there on the scrolling. Normally, there's only 3. And then you have the offices and how to pay at the bottom. But this time there was 5 pages within it. And I love the way that they are incorporating now laptops and the mobile phone with the moving videos within them, excuse me. And Also, two very important ports of call from the On Passive website that you should be checking out, and that is Media Center and the blogs section. Okay, these are always updated on a daily basis. If you go to the Media Center, okay, there's lots of information, but more importantly, there is loads of videos. There's one tab on there that says videos. Go there. You can share all of that information, guys. Okay, you can put it on your YouTube. You can put it on Facebook. It doesn't really matter. All right, so it is all there for you to use. If you are doing any marketing, if you're doing any sharing, you can share all of those as well. The blog area, that's a standalone website as well on its own. It'll send you to a separate page, and it's definitely worth checking out. As Marty said earlier, they use a lot of these blogs on Twitter, but if you want to go and read them, they're not just about On Passive. And this is the beauty about it. Why? Because it's giving you knowledge of the environment that On Passive are working in from a technology point of view. It's telling you about other trends, other organizations that are doing things, new inventions that aren't anything to do with On Passive. This is all part of that blog section. It certainly is worth a read. And here we are on Wednesday with another On Passive 360, bringing you the updates. And obviously, we do our very best to give you the correct information. And obviously, when we know it, it is divulged through the three of us to you guys. That's it from me. Over to you, Chris.
Sorry. Thank you, Red. Very good. Thank you, Marty. Always good to see you. I'm giggling because just a minute ago, everyone's talking about this, the alarm that goes off. And I said, man, I think it's going to happen. Luckily, Red was talking when mine went off, and Marty said the same thing. His went off. It was probably 10 seconds long. And then I thought about, I don't have a lot to say today, but I want to tell you a little bit what's on my mind, what's on my heart. That alarm right there is to let us know if something bad's happening, make sure it works. And I'm thinking that's how quick life is sometimes. I've worked my whole life. I know Red, Marty worked their whole lives. Everyone's pretty much worked their whole lives. And if you think about it, most of us in passive are 50 and up. Yeah, we got some little younger ones in there. And I'm thinking that my life right now is pretty content. There's things I've always wanted to do. I don't know if I'll get there because there's a lot more important things I need to do before I get there. And one thing I realize is if I walk out my door today and something happens to me, God forbid, my family is going to be well taken care of. And that's the most important thing in my life right now. All right. That's what I love about it. Like I said, I gave 32 years plus of Ford and Mazda my life. I gave them my life. If I would die tomorrow, today, an hour from now, my family gets nothing from them. Nothing for giving 32 years. I've given on passive about 3.5 years of my life. And when I die, it's going to keep giving my family. Not only did I sign my family up for founders, but my kids, right now, I think my kids are going to be the luckiest kids in the world. If you're a founder and you have kids, I think you're thinking the same thing. No company in the world offers anything like this. Nothing. To keep your legacy, your name going. It's like, I can use an example this way. When you were in high school, I remember when I got my first letter jacket. I wasn't even good at sports, but I played them. But I remember just seeing these kids walk around these letter jackets, how cool they looked. Man, I just want to be that cool dude. Or then I turn on television and I'm watching these rich families travel the world, and they're always smiling and they're happy. And it's like there's no stress in their lives because it seems like everything just happens good for them. All right. We're the ones wearing the letter jackets now, guys. We're the ones that soon are going to start enjoying things because that's what life is really supposed to be about, enjoying it. Now, the last couple of days, we've been doing some crazy things. on the old Minnow show, by the way, which is always fun. We do trivia, and I've never been a trivia person, but I'm really starting to learn a lot of things, and it changed my way. On Passive, and the founders and the boss and the Mohammeds, they've changed my mindset from listening to other people who have it a lot worse than I could even think about, to one guy who said, together we could change the world. You just got to believe in it, and it's going to happen. Now, that is happening right now. It's happening right now. Most people out there, I'm going to say 80% of people right now are at work. They don't like their job. They're miserable. And if you do like your job, God bless you. They're miserable. Right now, football season's coming in for the kids in high schools. And right now there's a bunch of moms or dads who have to work the third shift, and they know they're going to be watching their kids' game through a phone or a cam. That was my life. And Passive is going to change that. Listen, we always had to work. We knew it. Sometimes, as people used to say, you got the greatest job in the world. Well, not when you got to work all night long, you don't. And not when you can't put your kids to bed. And not when you can't watch them, whether it be the dance or the football game, basketball, whatever it was, wrestling, and you couldn't be there because you had to work. Why did you have to work? Because you knew you had to pay for some of that stuff, for their clothes, for their equipment, for food. And that's what I love about Impassive, because three of us right here just now, I realize, changed thousands of people's lives. And I'm including all of you that's watching this or who are founders. You're changing people's lives, and you don't really think about it, because right now you're still thinking about just yourself, which is okay. Think about all the lives you've touched, whether you've been in this for over 5 years, 3 years, or 2 years. And think about the lives that you're going to touch for the rest of your life. But think about your family always first and what it's going to do for them. It's an amazing thing. And every day I still got to pinch myself, realizing, who the hell am I? What did I do that I have this honor to talk to thousands of people a day about simply, I want to help get a better life. That's exactly the message I always hear from Ash Mafara. Man, I just want to help you guys have a better life. Period. If I could use, what's the best line for Impassive is, we want you to have better lives. We care about you. You're not a number. You're not going to get laid off. I'm never going to cut you because my money might get cut. Think about that. Every negative thing that you can think about in your workplace right now doesn't happen in Impassive. All right? We are just about to blow this world up, and I mean with a beautiful thing, with this thing called O Connect, O Tracker, O Academy, O Staff. All this stuff is going to keep coming our way. All right. People right now are seeing commissions, like Marty said, like Red and Ash said last week, over 100,000. And what you didn't know, I found out, and let me see if I can remember the numbers. I think it was 180-some thousand people signed up for O Connect. This was last week. And 12,000 of them were customers. All right. They weren't even founders. They got in this. Why? Because people like you are out there saying, it's an amazing company. You want to change your life? You can sit there and go to work. That's what I tell people now. Keep working. I don't care. I just thought you'd want to know about it. This company will set records for everything. I'm not talking about just wealth. I'm talking about compassion and passion. Taking that average Joe or Jane and saying, listen, you're staying home with your kids now. And that'll probably drive you crazy for a while. I guarantee it. But to know that you're going to have that option to do that, see, the option's still there. You can still go to work if you want and make a little extra money. That would be your side hustle. Impassive is your main one. No one's telling you can't do this. No one's telling you have to pay for something. We have a little thing going on with the cards, but I'm going to tell you what, I got 3 people yesterday who learned how to do crypto. And like Marty and Red said today, I jumped on the Kraken chain. I call it muckraking after Susie. And you know what? I did it, and it wasn't that hard, but you just got it. Marty made a great video actually last week. I followed that too. It's just follow the steps. There's more to come, guys. A lot of people this morning, I woke up with over 200 questions from around the world. Chris, what's going on? What's happening? Here, let me tell you the truth, what's happening. The truth is you're going to continue your day as you normally would. In other words, if you got a job, you're going to go to work. If you're retired, you might go fishing. If you're a gardener, you'll be playing in the garden. Your life, just let it still be the same until all this just gets climbing and climbing and climbing. Because once it starts, and I believe it already has, it's never going to stop. We're all flustered over one product. And when I say flustered, I mean flustered. I already said it a couple minutes ago. None of us know. Even when I try to sit down and play with a calculator or think about things, I got a big calculator right here. And I play with it all day just to say, oh my gosh, there's not enough buttons on this calculator. All right? You're all going to need a bigger boat. Let's put it that way. You're all going to need a bigger boat. That's what impassive is. Solutions to fix, I think, every problem in the world. But the first problem is fixing your family, making sure you can spend time with them, making sure your kids can go play those sports because it costs money these days, making sure that you can fill your gas tank all the way up, not throw $3 in and get about a gallon and a half of gas. How many of you out there right now would just love to go to the gas station, put that puppy in the nozzle and just fill it up and not think about it? Again, Marty DeGarmo used to say, and we rely on Marty because Marty said a lot of great things in the last 3.5 years I've known him. He said, I just never want to have to worry about money. Put that nozzle in the car or your boat or your Harley or your trailer or your truck and let it ride until you hear click. That means it's full. Boom, you paid for it. You know how many people a week, and this is the honest to God truth because I was one of them years ago, worried about, man, I don't even know if I got enough money to fill my truck up to get to work. It was a stress every week. I had, oh my God, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. That was the honest to God truth. Right now, there's people stressing because they only got a few dollars in their pocket just to get to work. They're not thinking about getting to the football game with Susie or Bobby or the dance. That's what's happening. This is why impassive is so great. When someone tells me why impassive, Chris, I said I could give you a million reasons, but I want you to sit down and think about everything that's wrong in your life. Every time you got to stress or rush, there's no rushing in impassive. It's sit back, take your time. Watch Ash Mafara, the tech team, O-Media, the Mohammeds work their tail ends off while we sit and do absolutely nothing. Stop stressing about getting your account in. It's going to happen. Once it does, it's going to be a landfall. That's all I got today, Marty. Red, back to you.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I was doing something. No, fantastic. We all covered everything. Chris, thank you so much. Thank you so much for not having anything. And Red, thanks for the update. That always comes in handy for me too.